next year is a pretty big year, 2015. It's a couple of days away, and there's a lot of films coming out. A lot of films. And thoughts?
Well, I mean, if you were listening last week, you know where I stand on what film you should see.
Yeah. That's actually another point. Last week was all about Star Wars. Star Wars. In the news, it was just Star Wars. This week tried its honest best to try to fill the Star Wars hole by just throwing so much news at us. So I think, without even questioning it, our favourite film of 2015 is
Taken 3.
Obviously. I mean, like, when the E is taken over by the 3.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I mean, so like, good. You just know the film.
It reminds you of 7, and you're like, 7 was so great. Taken 3 is
you just know there's going to be some head in the box. You know that?
Cannot wait.
So, Star Wars?
I tried.
I wrote a list of other films I'm interested in, like Terminator 5, or Genesis, as it wants to be called. The 2 Pixar films, Inside Out and The Good Dinosaur. Kingsman, The Secret Service, Chappie, The Peanuts movie.
Sorry?
Peanuts.
Okay.
Sorry.
Good.
My bad. And Avengers 2 and Mad Max Fury Road. Like, those are probably the biggies for me anyway.
Actually, now that I think about it, is there that much? It's like, apart from those movies, is there? I suppose that's all the blockbusters. I'm sure there'll be some great movies that
oh, you mean like indies and all
you don't hear about. Before it come out.
Yeah.
They don't get as much hype and stuff.
Spectre's in there as well.
Oh, right, Spectre. I forgot about that. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
I was actually half and half between Star Wars and Avengers. I think if both of those trailers released at the same time, I don't know which one I would have picked. I think the trailer, I suppose it's 2 minutes 30 seconds, but the trailer for Avengers got me more excited.
Well, because there was a lot more in it.
Yeah. The extended trailer, which I told myself I wouldn't watch because I don't like watching trailers too much because they give so much away nowadays.
Yeah.
The extended trailer with just James Spader's voiceover. James Spader.
Oh yeah, he sounds fantastic.
His voice is amazing. If you've ever watched The Office, he plays a character in The Office who can convince anyone to do anything. He convinces the top boss of the company in The Office to give him her job. Just with his voice, because it's such a magical voice. When I heard the casting, I was like, wow.
So many people have tried to imitate him to try and do his voice, and they're failing majestically.
I was thinking about that, like how lucky can you get?
Yeah.
Oh, like he was just born with an amazing voice.
Yeah, like Morgan Freeman.
He gets paid millions.
Yeah, like Morgan Freeman. He doesn't put on that voice. That's just his voice.
How lucky is that?
He's so blessed. Like Conan here. Whose soft voice comes across the radio.
Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
What? No.
2015.
I am not looking forward.
I was just looking at Paper Towns. I mean,
John Green.
I knew it would get that reaction.
What's it?
The infamous author of The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh no, what's he doing now?
Paper Towns.
Although I think that's supposed to be decent. See, The Fault in Our Stars, the book, in my opinion, as a literary critic, it's god awful. It's terrible.
Yeah.
The dialogue, nobody speaks like that. They're not. I think John Green, along with M. Night Shyamalan, forgot that he was human. And he's writing the dialogue for some alien race that speak in metaphors and fancy words, and the interactions they're not even real. Which don't get me started on The Fault in Our Stars. And
also, it was announced a while ago, but no one really paid attention to it. Paul Greengrass, who did your Bourne films,
yes,
he's doing an adaptation of 1984, George Orwell's 1984. Yeah,
really.
I did not even hear that.
He's doing that after Bourne.
Wow.
And I'm really looking forward to that because I love the book.
Yeah.
George
Orwell, 1984 and Animal Farm. Wow.
Yeah, and Andy Serkis is doing Animal Farm.
Really?
Yeah, because he did this. He's created his own performance capture studio, and he's currently doing a Jungle Book film.
Yeah.
With Christian Bale.
Yeah, and then there's another one he's competing against it.
Yeah, Jon Favreau's Jungle Book with Bill Murray. And it's so they're clashing. They're going against each other. And after Jungle Book, he's doing Animal Farm.
Wow. There's a lot of those movies that are clashing, isn't it? That it's the same. It's either been like what do you call that when the public domain where anyone can take the story? Isn't there two Robin Hood movies being made now. I read that recently, and
Well, there was 2 Snow White films that came out in one year in 2012. There was Mirror Mirror and Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah, I think there's 2 Robin Hood movies gone into production. There's the 2 Jungle Book movies coming out.
At a time, there was 2 Pinocchio films in production.
Oh.
But both have failed. I don't know why.
Because the Avengers should have come out and they realised that they summed up Pinocchio and I've got no strings better than an entire movie could.
No, they've...
Macbeth is coming out. I always wondered...
Michael Fassbender's Macbeth. Yeah.
I remember watching it on Graham Norton and be like, wow, I cannot wait for that. But I had no idea. He didn't actually give it... Right, that's great.
And it
another
has
Mission Impossible, apparently.
Another Mission Impossible. Yay. That Macbeth, it's got Paddy Constantine, who I really like.
What's he in?
He's like The World's End.
Oh.
He's the 3rd guy in The World's End who survives.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, no, I really like him.
Marion Cotillard, she's good as well.
She's such a good actress, but had the worst death in the history of film. Of course, I'm referring to The Dark Knight Rises, where he just sits there and goes,
yes.
My father's work is complete. Like, just the head just drops, and he's like, this is rubbish.
Yeah, the ending of The Dark Knight Rises. Interesting.
Could that be said that Batman killed her?
I don't know.
He's not meant to kill.
Was Batman even alive at the end of The Dark Knight? I don't know. If you haven't seen those college humor videos of Batman, they're pretty fabulous to watch. They're like based off...
Oh yes, I've seen a lot of them. I saw...
he comes into the bathroom and like he starts killing people, and the penguin is just like, what are you doing? I'm putting them to sleep. And he's sleeping. He's an absolute moron. They're some of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Like the Riddler one. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and it's what comes out of the barrel of a gun? Injustice.
Like, a flash and you're dead. Multiple, like he just like describes a gun. He goes like, "What am I? Helicopter." It's like, no, how am I a helicopter? I'll get Alfred. And he rings Alfred and he goes like, explains the riddle to Alfred and goes like, is it a helicopter? right, I know.
Yeah, it's fabulous. No one's trying his voice. Yeah, and like Alfred never actually appears, and he keeps ringing him. Now he rings him, and it's like, Alfred, come help me. What do you mean? Who is this? Who else has this number? Yeah, they definitely deserve a watch if you haven't seen them.
Yeah, there's multiple versions.
Mr. Holmes with Ian McKellen, which I've only just heard of right now.
Oh, that is... And
is that like an actual like big film, or I thought it was like a TV series?
No, it's definitely a movie, but it's like, it's not Sherlock Holmes. No, it is Sherlock Holmes, but he's old
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, it's old Sherlock Holmes. I mean, if you have an Ian McKellen, then it's going to be old Sherlock Holmes.
Well, you could just have Michael Fassbender play him in flashback. That wouldn't be confusing at all.
Yeah. And what's actually really weird is Benedict Cumberbatch has joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He has.
He's most notable for playing Sherlock, right?
Yes.
And he's joining the Cinematic Universe with Robert Downey Jr., who played Sherlock. So they better have some sort of wink-wink conversation in one of the upcoming films. And actually a point I want to bring up about Benedict Cumberbatch, is he spreading himself too thinly? Are we getting too much of him? Because he's done 12 years, in the past 2 years, he's doing 12 Years a Slave, The Hobbit, Penguins in Madagascar, The Jungle Book, Imitation Game, Sherlock, and Star Trek. Are we getting too much of him?
I think possibly yes. I think he's a great performer, but it seems to kind of be similar. It's too I don't know. I love him in Sherlock. I would. That would be my. I think I'd be most people's favorite. That's where Benedict Cumberbatch is to you. You know, he is Sherlock, and then he goes off and does other things, but he always comes back to being Sherlock. They are doing 4 episodes this season of Sherlock. They're doing a Christmas special.
Apparently so, yeah.
A la Doctor Who, and then another 3. Yeah, that's why Sherlock season 3 took so long, was because he was doing...
Him and Martin Freeman were doing so many different films, yeah.
Yeah, because I see they got Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman before they blew up. I'd say the BBC were absolutely delighted with themselves because, you know, they are now major stars and they have them on the show. And Benedict Cumberbatch said that he would do it for years. He would continue to do Sherlock for years if the writing is still good, if the shows are still good. So yeah, I think we're going to get an awful lot of Benedict Cumberbatch. The fact that when I saw him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, whilst I like the casting, a lot of Benedict, it's going to be a lot more Benedict Cumberbatch. So I'm not sure.
Conan, thoughts?
I mean, if he's getting the work, firstly, I think he may as well take it while he gets it. If he is, I see where you're coming from with the kind of similarities in his characters. People are going to start noticing that once they stop enjoying the Sherlock and everything. So it's probably good that he'll get into these bigger movies while he still can. Maybe he's rushing it. I mean, compared to some other actors, he isn't actually doing any more. He's doing a lot, but nothing considerably more than other people who are doing of a similar caliber who are working in a lot of films.
Well, I mean, but he's really become one of like big A star. Mm-hmm. And when you become an A star like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt, and he's slowly getting into that category, they tend to slow down and do less films because they want to remain on top. And if you give them too much, then the variety it's too much. Like there's too many choices, and some choices are going to be left behind. Like they're not going to be taken as much. But we're getting one Tom Cruise film every 1 or 2 years, and that's enough of them. That's how people are seeing it.
Yeah, but
then again, I'd love to see him in some sort of indie film because, come on, he's doing too many blockbusters.
Yeah, actually, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd love to see him act again.
Yeah,
properly act. That'd be actually.
Apparently he had a good performance in Edge of Tomorrow, which I hadn't seen.
Edge of Tomorrow, never heard of it. It's not called Live, Die, Repeat.
I thought it was called All You Need Is Kill, starring Sean Connery.
Live, Die, Repeat. I love the marketing for that. It's fabulous. Guys, I don't like the title of our movie. Let's just make the tagline really, really big.
Yeah, I love that. And then my mum, I remember my mum was like, "Oh, do you want to rent this film and Live, Die, Repeat?" I went, "Don't you mean Edge of Tomorrow?" And she was like, "No, Live, Die, Repeat." And she showed me the picture of the DVD cover. I'm like, "Look at the bottom." And at the bottom it's like hashtag Edge of Tomorrow. I'm like, what?
Fabulous decision. That to be honest, I probably will watch it in the end because of just that is. The marketing is actually kind of I probably would have forgotten about it by now if it wasn't for the
tagline,
title change. Yeah, so well done to the marketing.
That could also be seen as the log line, as the plot synopsis.
There you go. 2 birds at one stone. That's at least 4 birds at one stone, I think. At least.
Colin, I think your time. It is your time to go. Is your time to?
Your time is up.
Your time is up. Your time is time to flourish, to leave the nest, so on and so forth. It's. As usual, it's great having you. I'm not left alone this time, which is brilliant.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. So, Colin, thanks for coming.
No problem.
And I'll send you off with what is this song? What song am I choosing? Hang on. I think it's
5.
Yes, it's the drinking song from Inside Llewyn Davis.